May I request, we are honored, and it's a pleasure to see Stella, human rights activist, and Baloch who is among us. It's a pleasure to see you here today, and may I request you to say words, Stella. Thank you.
I'm really very deeply moved by this event, which is now probably the sixth event I have attended, of Baluch people who have given their life, their thoughts, everything for the struggle. The reason why this is difficult for us here in the West, because we do no longer have this commitment, this kind of passion that people have, like yourselves. I do know people, other people, like the Kurds, like the Tamils, and many others in the world who have this commitment and this passion. It is important for people like myself because it gives us, if you like, the courage and the commitment to face our own problems, to face our own crisis, to face, in fact, the crisis that is much deeper than yours, because it is a crisis of consciousness, a crisis of ideas, and a crisis of passion for humanity, if you like. It is a very serious situation in the world. And I'm saying this not because, I mean, there are not enough people who shout about human rights and so on. Yes, there may be quite a lot of them. And as we recently saw with the students, there is a spirit coming up maybe, because people are suddenly realizing, you know, the world is not as it is and we can do something about it. So in that context, the struggle of the Baluch acquires an enormous importance and an enormous, how shall I say, honor that it is actually happening. And I want to thank, of course, Mr. Balaach Marri and the Marri family and all the Baluch people who have and continue this struggle. And I can only ask you, who are here living in London, to continue this struggle and to do whatever you can to raise and to break the silence of this government. This is my other point, which I feel very strongly about. How do you break this ignorance, the silence of the media, the silence of NGOs? Only recently, Amnesty launched a report and said something about the atrocities, you know, but it was a small action. It was not enough. And of course, we know why. This government has over the years collaborated closely with the Pakistani regime, and not just that. I mean, Pakistan itself is somewhere a creation of Britain and imperialism. And this cycle of history has to be broken, and that is not an easy matter. It acquires all the knowledge that we can have from all the struggles that you have led and that peoples have led in the region. And I would hope that if I read, for example, the letter that you have written to Cameron, the Baluch Human Rights Council, now I think you may not get an answer, because we know that the policy of this government, the previous Labour government and now the coalition government, is continuing in complicity with the Pakistan government. They are collaborating on all the issues. So we need to find ways and means to break this and to challenge this here in Britain and elsewhere. And I can only say I will do my modest best to help you raise this. And I would like to draw your attention to the connectedness of the struggles with the launch of 4 briefing documents on Balochistan, on the Tamils, on the Kurds, and on the Basques. Now, these are only 4 of the main conflicts that we are dealing with here in Britain, and I think we should do our best to work together on the Baluch, but also on the other issue, and to support each other and to campaign with each other. And I thank you for all that the Baluch people are contributing to our struggle for a better humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stella. You're right. Let me tell you, the situation in Balochistan for the Baluch is alarming. There are everyday abduction, killing, people, the Baluch people in their own land, they are victim of alien forces. They do not have a common culture and traditions. They are occupying forces. Baluch are simply defending themselves. As far as the British government, they have responded to one or two of our letters, although they were diplomatic. But one good news is that we have to share with our audience here today. They have acknowledged this, that the extrajudicial killings in Balochistan are happening, and they have said, they have written to us, and they said they will press on that. But still, it's not enough. We have to be done. And thank you very much. By the way, Stella has got all these 4 different leaflets here. Before you go, you should take one. And thank you for your support. And we hope you will continue supporting us.
I make the announcement that we have the launch is actually on Monday, the 20th of December in Garden Court Chambers. Okay. And of course, people are invited to come.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Stella.